All right, y'all. This is gonna be my tier list for week 7. The best teams in the league right now and the worst teams in the league right now. Double Bacon Burger means like these are the teams that they look like they have the most potential to be Super Bowl bound or championship bound. And Justin Burger are teams that look like everybody's gone on vacation. Everybody's going to Cancun. Cheeseburgers are teams that are going to be in a rebuilding stage, or they just, they're just mediocre as hell. And Bacon Burger are going to be teams that have the potential to make it to the playoffs or to just end up with a positive record. So we're going to go ahead and start with my Justin Burger team. My Justin Burger teams are going to be Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens, New Orleans Saints, Arizona Cardinals, the Las Vegas Raiders, Miami Dolphins, Tennessee Titans, and the New York Jets. And I can't believe I forgot about the New York Jets. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Pretty much it for my Justin Burger teams. I'm gonna make this like a quick explanation. Just these teams are done, bro. If anybody believes these teams like have a hope to be a cheeseburger worthy teams or even bacon burger worthy teams, you're crazy, bro. The Raiders they're done until they get wide receivers. Brock Bowers and Shanti Genti cannot be the only two people on your team that you got to rely on. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson's gone. That season's done. Browns, we already know. There's not too much to speak of. Free my nigga Shador Sanders. New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees. Tennessee Titans, trash. Jets, -10. Miami Dolphins, CTE to it. But in Arizona Cardinals, nigga on the video game. Ain't that much to tell about the damn just the burger teams, bro. But now we can go up to cheeseburger teams that I actually having no problem talking about. Cheeseburger teams are going to be the New York Giants, the Atlanta. Actually, no, I'm going to take Atlanta Falcons out. Cincinnati Bengals, Minnesota Vikings, Houston Texans, Carolina Panthers. I want to put Atlanta in. I really do. But I just don't know too much. I just don't know how I feel because they just went out and beat the Bills. And I don't know if I want to really put them in the bacon burger category just yet. So actually they're going to be in the cheeseburger category, but they're going to be the first team in the cheeseburger category. And I actually like where the New York Giants are at in the cheeseburger category. Same thing with Cincinnati. So with the cheeseburger category, I'm going to re-explain. These are teams that these are the teams that I believe either going to end up breaking even with 500 or maybe being like one game above 500. And then the rest below are probably going to end up either negative or barely being negative. So barely be not negative, but barely being below 500. Since with the first three, like with these three teams I have ahead of these last three, Cincinnati, I just don't know Joe Flacco can hold the fort down while waiting for Joe Burrow. Joe Flacco hasn't been really able to show as much when over there at Cleveland, but Cleveland and Cincinnati is too different. He has way better targets over there, and the team's just a tad bit better, but I just don't know because obviously the offensive line is still a huge problem over there in Cincinnati, and Joe is just too old to be getting hit like that. New York Giants, they may be a shocker. They may be a bacon burger team this year just because Jackson Dart's now starting. Cam Skytaboo's back there. That team looks way different, and the New York Giants defense is really not that bad. That they just really don't have an offense to complement that defense. But they also on the cusp. They might go ahead and sneak into a bacon burger territory. I just don't know. Right? That upset they had against Philly, that they look like they're going to be bacon burger worthy, but we just got to see how the season progresses. I think they might be making it out of there by week 10. We're going to see with the wins they get or the losses they may get, and they might be just a burger team then. Same thing go with Atlanta. They had a major upset over there beating the Bills. Michael Penix looks like he's starting to get real comfortable back there. Drake London, we know he's a dog. He just needed a quarterback. And Bijan Bijan started to run like he was at Texas, bro. He's playing outstanding football this year already. So I feel like this team right now has a good chance of being a Bacon Burger team. Maybe one of the top hit honcho teams in Bacon Burger. I just don't know. But with that being said, now we are gonna scroll up to my Bacon Burger teams. And just like I did with cheeseburger teams, my cheeseburger teams, I'm gonna be talking about I'm gonna go ahead and talk about 5 teams in the Bacon Burger teams. We're gonna look at their schedule and we're gonna try to break down just a little bit. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put actually take that back. San Francisco are gonna be cheeseburger teams. They have way too many injuries, bro. They're not gonna be a just a burger team because I'm gonna put some respect on their name. So they're gonna be cheeseburger teams up because I just don't see them doing any more now. Mac Jones, he can't work with what he got, bro. That defense is now down. I just don't see them doing any better than what the previous assumptions were for this team before all Fred Warner got injured. Fred Warner was the heart and soul of that team. Him being injured ruins their chances of being a Bacon Burger team now. Ruins their chances. But that being said, let's go to the Bacon Burger team again. And I'm repeating myself. I'm freaking out. Anyway, with Bacon Burger teams, these are teams that either gonna make it to the playoffs and maybe get a win out in the wild card, or be able to get you just went to the wild card, or end up with above 500 record. It's that simple. Maybe 2 or 3 games though. Not like cheeseburger teams where they win 1 though. They got to be 2 or 3 games in the 500, or they may be like 4 games. I'm trying to average it out, but they're gonna be way better than cheeseburger teams. My teams I'm gonna put in the Bacon Burger category though are gonna be the Chargers, Chicago Bears, Denver Broncos, Green Bay Packers, the Commanders, the Rams. They're gonna be one of the head honcho teams we talk about. Jacksonville Jaguars right now. They're gonna be another team we talk about. Same thing with the Colts. And we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw in the Cowboys. So I did say I'm gonna talk about 5 teams in the Bacon Burger category. Those 5 teams are gonna be the Rams, the Jags, the Colts, Cowboys, and Chargers. Now I don't have them in any order, and I know I'm leaving the Bears out, but I'm gonna leave the Bears out just for now. I need to see how they play out. I need 2 or 3 more games for the Bears to start talking about them and deep into my Bacon Burger category, but not for these 5 teams. Now we go look at the Rams. We're gonna start with the Rams. So the Rams, they had 2 losses to teams that were still good at the time. They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, which they should have won. They lost to a blocked field goal. And they also lost to the San Francisco Niners, which were also a field goal loss. So that being said, the Rams, they played the next games they play, which will be Jacksonville. The next game they play was Jacksonville. That game right there will let us know if they're going to be a double Bacon Burger team. Because after Jacksonville, they play the Saints, which is going to be a W. 49ers, W. Seattle, that's the next game, depending on where Seattle's at. But that might be the next game. Seattle and Tampa Bay, depending on where they're at in their records, might be the game where we'd be like, oh, they're contenders. Because Matthew Stafford's out there still playing lights out. Kyron's still there playing good. I forgot about Puka. I know they said something about Puka, but even that being said, if Puka does come back, whatever's going on with Puka's still in. He playing good football. The Rams in that defense, bro. The Rams with Jared Verse, I think that's his name. But with Jared Verse, like the Rams look pretty goddamn good this year. They look, last year they looked trash. They looked like they was able to make that team rebuild it, find the right pieces. They look way better than what they did last year. So that's why we're gonna have my Rams at the top of my Bacon Burger team. The next team we're gonna talk about is the Jags. So look, with Jacksonville, I'm not too sold on them. I'm gonna keep it straight out. Jacksonville hasn't proved to me anything. I watched that game when they played the Kansas City. They look trash, bro. Trevor Lawrence, he looked like a duck. He don't know. He looked like a duck, not a duck, a deer in headlights. Dude couldn't throw the ball worth the shit. He not throwing check downs. He probably could have done way better and not made that game super close if he probably would have threw his check down. He throwing the ball deep, making risky passes. Then he over there fell on the QB sneak. Like, the dude just trashing me, bro. He just I don't see the Jags making a deep push. But even that being said, like, we're going into week 7, bro. And I gotta put respect on them because they went out and beat Kansas City, right? They went out. They haven't played nobody. I know that, but they're what, 4-2. Their next game is gonna be against the Rams. And my bad. Yeah, no, I'm tripping. Oh yeah, they went out and beat their San Francisco. I knew I wasn't tripping. Yeah, they went out and beat San Francisco too. So like Jacksonville, maybe they not too sad. Maybe I'm just tripping. But them playing the Rams, that's gonna be the tell sign if they're gonna be worth the shit to be a double bacon burger team. They go out, play the Raiders. Raiders, they're gonna fucking lose. Texans, they're gonna lose. Chargers may be the next game where they might be bacon burger. They might be bacon burger worthy. I'm not gonna say double bacon burger worthy. What bacon burger worthy? Let's see. The next team in here is the Colts. Same thing go with the Colts, bro. Nobody expected Daniel Jones to play how he's been playing. I gotta give respect to him. But the Dolphins, even coming into the year, we knew they were gonna be trash. Broncos, that was a legit win. I can give them that one because the Broncos are also bacon burger team. This is a team that we expected to at least make it to the playoffs. Tennessee Titans, trash. The Rams, they lost. So that got them out that category of being like a legit team to be a double bacon burger team. The Raiders, they trash. And their last game against the Cardinals, that was a game where you sit there and think, was this just a Kyler Murray like turn up game? Was this a game for Kyler Murray not to be looked at as trash? Because Kyler Murray always has a game where he played lights out. Like, the whole Cardinals team just starts to play lights out. But they got to play Chargers this week. The Chargers, that's a game where we're going to see they're going to be worthy of being one of the top bacon burger teams this year. And then we go, same thing goes for the Chargers, bro. So with the Chargers, and let me go pull that up. So anyway, with the Chargers, anyway, with the Chargers, bro, they went out, beat Kansas City in their first game, beat the Raiders, beat the Broncos, which is another bacon burger team. Kansas City, like I said, this is the first game. I'm not gonna judge them after the week 3. To beat the Broncos. They lost to the Giants, bro. That was Jackson Dart's season that was his first game, bro. That was kind of his season opener, bro. And he went out there and balled out, right? Him and Cam Scatterbull. So that loss right there is very crucial for the Chargers. Same thing goes with Washington. They lost 10-27. Like, what? I don't even know Jaden Daniels was back yet. So that's another what's going on? And then they barely beat the Dolphins by 2 points. Like, I'm not too sold on the Chargers. That's why I don't have them high in bacon burger. Because they're not playing like the team they should be playing. I know Amari Hampton is injured, but even that being said, like, this team should be way better than what they were when they fired their coach. John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh, whatever brother it is, bro, both of their brothers are acting like they're trash. All right? They're acting like they're trash. Now y'all go play the Colts, and same thing I said, this is a do or die game for y'all to make a break, to make us think that either y'all are high bacon burger teams, or are y'all high bacon burger team, or are y'all just one of those regular bacon burgers. All right, this is a game right here that means something, and even going deep in their schedule. If y'all start winning, then when y'all play Pittsburgh, That's where we're gonna look at y'all as a double bacon burger team. And I think even with the Colts, going back to the Colts after the Chargers, they got to play the Titans, and then they also have to play the Steelers. This is that's the game right there that will look at them and be like, after the Chargers game, they're gonna either be high bacon burger, or if they win and go play the Steelers, they're gonna be double bacon burger team. With our last team, and I know I have them up there, and I gotta talk about them, y'all. I'm a Cowboys fan, bro. I gotta talk about them. So obviously we don't care about week 1, we don't care about week 2, and we gotta start at week 3. I'm sorry, I gotta start at week 3 for the Cowboys. Losing to the Bears was probably the most like disrespectful loss I think I've ever seen from the Cowboys, bro. I don't care about them losing to the Panthers, but the Bears, bro, they made Caleb Williams look like the next coming of Steve Young. Like, this dude was playing. This dude was throwing passes like it wasn't shit. First off, 14-31. This loss though is on the team in general though. Dak couldn't generate no type of offense when they were playing against the Bears. Dak also threw picks in this game, but it also goes to the defense. They've been playing trash. They are damn near for the rest of the season. I don't think they're gonna get any better. But I'm gonna start week 3 for the Cowboys. Week 4, another example. That's a defensive game. We lost because of the defense. 40-40. Dak played lights out. Couldn't ask for more. The Jets, Dak, and that defense was lighting him up. But still, there's the Jets. -10. Like, they're trash. Carolina, same thing I said though. Dak did have time where he had the ball and he could have won the game, but it didn't make a difference if he would have scored or not, because that defense we have is complete garbage. If anything, bro, every game counts for the Cowboys. Washington counts for the Cowboys. Denver counts for the Cowboys. Like, every game means something for the Cowboys now, because they got that tie on their record, and if they could just beat Washington, that will help them. That will put them over the slump of being number 2 in the East, I believe. Because even them beating them, I know it doesn't. It will put. Yeah, it would. It would put them over the slump if they beat the Commanders. They go out and beat. That will put them over the slump. Same thing goes for every game they play though. Because the Broncos, that damn Bo Nix, that receiver they got over there, Denver, I forgot his name. They might come out of nowhere and start playing good again. Everybody plays Dallas hard, bro. And then so that'd be Javonte Williams' game back at Denver playing against him. He's gonna run crazy over there against Denver. That's a fun game for me to watch. Kyler Murray, like I said, he likes to turn up out of nowhere. Just loves to turn up out of nowhere. Then we go down and down. We'll talk about that later on throughout the season. But as like I said, bro, week 10, if they don't win these next 3 games, it's gonna look bad for the Cowboys. They're out of it if they don't win these next 3 games. They have to go 2-1. They can only afford to lose 1 game, and it can't be against Washington. Either got to be against Denver or Arizona. They cannot afford to lose 2 games. They can only lose 1, bro. That being said, now we're in the double bacon burger category. These are the teams that are either going to be Super Bowl bound or championship bound. Now, I'm not going to take too long to break down each team, and I know I have a really hot take in this double bacon burger category. Y'all still see the Patriots not in the tier yet, but we're gonna start with New England. Let me tell y'all, New England, they don't play the Raiders. We always started week 3. I'm tripping. Week 3, they lost to the Steelers. I know the Steelers are a very quiet team and they're good, but they are a double bacon burger team and they only lost by a touchdown, bro. So that being said, they're still double bacon burger worthy. They went out, beat Carolina, beat another. They went and beat a double bacon burger team, which is the Buffalo Bills. And it was pretty much, I know Buffalo got hit with injuries, bro. I know. But still, they went over there and beat Buffalo. Went out and beat the Saints. We know they trashed. They're just a burger team. Then we got Tennessee. That's just a burger team. They should be able to win week 7, week 8 against these 2. Then we go to our cheeseburger teams, which is the Atlanta Falcons. Now, they are a high cheeseburger team. That's the game where you be like, if they end up beating the shit out the Falcons, then we're like, okay, cool, right? Now they mean something, right? They actually might be something. They go out. Week 10 is the game. If they go out and beat Tampa Bay, this team might be one of the craziest sleeper teams. They might be like Washington last year. They might upset and get into the AFC Championship. I don't have Super Bowl hopes for them, but I do have AFC Championship for them. This team may come around and wipe out a lot of teams that you're not expecting them to wipe out. By week 10, if they beat the Bucks, and if the Bucks are still playing ball like they've been playing since the season started, we might be having a conversation about, Drake May. Anyway, the next team we have in our double Baconburger team will be the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Sam Darnold, I know last year he lost in the wild card. The lights were too bright for him. All right, he's coming back with a vengeance. He's 5-1. We started week 3, beat the Saints, beat the Cardinals, lost to Tampa Bay in the shootout. That's a double Baconburger team right there. That's a team where you're like, holy shit, this might be good. We might be seeing something in the NFC right now. We might have 2 powerhouses that we're gonna see in the championship. They went out beat Jacksonville. This is a high Baconburger team, which I've been saying that they may not be a team that everybody may think they are. They might be overrated. Week 7 they play the Texans. We already know Texans are just a burger team. They trash, or cheeseburger team, whatever. They trash because they're low in both tiers. I think they're a cheeseburger team though. They're low in both tiers, no matter what. Washington, they got to play Washington, Houston, and Arizona. The next real game for them, if they still playing ball like they've been playing, is the Rams. Right, the Rams, like I said, with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, that Rams defense with Jared Verse, like that team right there, they're sleepers. They might come out of nowhere and, Matthew Stafford may go back in the playoffs and playing like he did that 2021 year. We just don't know. We just don't know. But by week 11, they cannot really afford. They can afford to lose, but it won't look good for them if they lose against the Texans, Washington, or Arizona. Maybe Washington, yeah, but they can't. They also can't afford to go 2-1 because why would you? They have to. Well, they can afford to go 2-1, but their only loss has to be to Washington. Why would you want to lose to the Texans and Arizona? Like, that may be a sleeper game. I understand. You may not go in there and take it serious, but bro, you got to beat these 2 teams. They're fucking sad. Like, I don't care about that sleeper team crap. Like, you go in and you see these Texans and Arizona, bro, you got to go beat them. You got to. That being said, we're going to go to our third team in the double Baconburger category, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. They went out and beat a double Baconburger team with losing to the Chargers, which are a high Baconburger team, Philly, which is a double Baconburger team. They went, oh, my bad. We started week 3, y'all. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, they beat the Giants, Baltimore. They're sad. They lost to Jacksonville. Even though they lost to Jacksonville, y'all, I said this before, that was a lucky game for Jacksonville. Too damn lucky. And Patrick Mahomes don't have nobody. And he still put up 28 and almost beat them boys. Right? So I don't care what anybody got to say. Kansas City is still a double Baconburger team. They're still championship to Super Bowl bound. They went out, beat Detroit 30-17. They put belt to ass. They play the Raiders next. That should be a win. I know it's a division game, but that should be a win, bro. Washington should be a win. Buffalo, that's the game right there that would tell us if Josh... Well, actually, no. Scratch that. We're going to sit on that. I'm actually going to sit on this. I'm not going to say because these games are always good between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. They always hold a vengeance towards each other, no matter if they win or lose. We probably won't know if Kansas City is going to be that team until later on throughout the season. I'm not going to break them down too much. My next team are going to be the Buffalo Bills, since we started talking about Kansas City. This ain't going to be the Buffalo Bills, bro. So the Buffalo Bills, they don't beat the shit out the Dolphins, beat the shit out the Saints, lost to New England. Like I said about New England, bro, that team may be something. But Josh Allen always seemed to have those games where he starts to play like crap. That being said, they lost 2 in a row. They don't lost to the Patriots and the Falcons. Now they're going into the bye. Is that good? Is that a good look on Josh Allen and them boys? because losing to the Patriots may not be a bad thing, but the Falcons, like you go out there and play shitty like the Falcons, and I know Buffalo's hurt. They got a lot of injuries. I understand that. But you cannot afford to lose two in a row, right? Because then we're gonna talk. The next team coming up also lost two in a row. So I don't think them teams can afford to be losing two in a row and destroying the Eagles. These like that. That's hurt because they lost two teams they should have won. They go out and play Carolina. Same thing about the Bills, bro. Kansas City is not gonna be the game where we look at them. It's gonna be Tampa Bay. If they can go and beat Tampa Bay, then Buffalo Bills are gonna be an official bacon burger team. Like that solidifies them as a bacon burger team if they can go out there and beat Tampa Bay. My next team I'm gonna put up here because there's one team on here that's super quiet that I don't hear nobody talking about. Next thing I'm about to come up here is gonna be actually the Philadelphia Eagles, bro. Obviously I'm a Cowboys fan because I don't put the Cowboys high as a bacon burger team, but the Cowboys week 3 we're gonna start at. Oh no, these are not the Cowboys. Anyway, but the Philadelphia Eagles, they went out, barely beat the Rams. The Rams put up a good game, beat the Rams 30-26, beat Tampa Bay 31-25. And then they lost two games in a row, bro. One to the Broncos and to the Giants. And the Giants was a very devastating loss for this team because that game right there actually meant something for the Eagles. That's the game they could have actually like AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen, they could have came together, started growing a connection. That was the game for them, bro. And a lot of this energy goes towards the OC because he's new, and I don't think he knows how to drop a good game plan for them three. All he can think about is running Saquon Barkley. So it boils down to like they play Minnesota next week. They can't afford to lose 3 games in a row because if they lose 3 games in a row and then they got to go play the Giants again. And no telling how the Giants are going to creep up or not. But if the Giants is on a winning streak, bro, the Eagles got some trouble. They cannot afford to lose this game right here. They cannot afford to lose against the Vikings. Because the Vikings, even though I have them as a cheeseburger team, Justin Fields is still not Justin Jefferson and JJ McCarthy and Jordan Addison. That game, Minnesota's going to come in there and want to win. JJ McCarthy is going to want to make a statement, and that's going to hurt their double bacon burger rep. They're going to drop to bacon burger territory if they lose this game against the Vikings. I promise y'all, bro. That's why they feathering out right here. Now I know they're going to be one of those teams where I'm going to have like towards the end of the double bacon burger. They're going to be a bacon burger team. The next team I'm going to talk about is Tampa Bay. And I'm going to have Tampa Bay at the top of the De La Creme, bro. Tampa Bay. I just had the Bucks up here. Yeah. Anyway, with Tampa Bay, bro, it don't matter what the start of the season. At any point, they lost to the Eagles and barely lost to the Eagles, but they lost to the Eagles because Baker Mayfield thought he could do his Baker magic and start winning the game. Start winning the game on his own. And I can't blame Baker. That's why I love watching him because he starts to play like a goddamn he started to play like he the only guy with the gun. Like he played lights out every game he plays. They lost to the Eagles. That was a close game. They beat Seattle on the shootout. That's another double bacon burger team that I had up here that was worth the shit to watch. Like not worth the shit to watch. That was a team where like they might be Super Bowl to play championship contenders because Sam Darnold's coming back with a vengeance, bro. He got out of Minnesota, went to Seattle. Sam Darnold's looking to put his name back up there. They went out and beat a hurt 49ers. That game don't mean nothing to me. Detroit, they play Detroit, the Saints, and then on the bye, they got to go play the Patriots. Detroit may not be the game that solidifies anything. Week 11 is what solidifies them for me, though. They can go out and beat the Bills. If they go out and beat the Bills, bro, I could potentially see Tampa Bay making that. They solidify themselves a double bacon burger team. Even though they're number 1 right now and they're solidified, that really, really solidifies them. That's still because Baker and Buka, I know Bucky Irvin just got injured, but that other running back they got over there, and it just the amount of veterans that play at Tampa Bay because you got Mike Evans Mike Evans coming back. It's just that team right there is scary to watch, scary team. So now we're down to our last 2 teams. Detroit is gonna be a thing, bro. Let me tell you something about Detroit. every year they put up a great regular season performance. When they get in the playoffs, though, these last couple years, bro, they've been looking like crap. They've been trash. Look, week 3, Baltimore. That's Baltimore. I think this is pre Lamar Jackson, maybe. I think. Cleveland Browns, they washed them. We already know about Cincinnati. Kansas City, they lost. That was a game where they actually should have won, bro. That Detroit Lions team is better than Kansas City. And them losing like how they did, because I watched that game, kind of tells me that Detroit is still in that same fucking shit. They're a team that puts up a great performance, but they can never really hit over the mountain. They can never walk over the mountain, bro, because they got to play Tampa Bay next. Then they on the bye. Then they got to play Minnesota and Washington. So they really don't have a bad 3-game stretch. Tampa Bay is the most dangerous they can got, and that's coming up. It's Monday Night Football, bro. I don't think they can beat Tampa Bay, and if they lose going into that bye, they might come back and beat Minnesota. Washington is going to be a real good game. I don't think they're going to beat Washington though this time, because Washington coming back with a vengeance. Washington coming back for that AFC divisional round duel again, and I think they're gonna go out and win that game against Detroit. My last team I have in the double bacon. Nah, they're not my last team. They're actually gonna be my third team in the double bacon burger category. So with the Steelers, bro. If anything, bro, if anybody who's watching this video come from my TikToks, I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I view Aaron Rodgers as garbage to me personally. Their last 3-game stretch not 3-game stretch, but with week 3 coming in, they done beat the Patriots, that's a bacon burger team. That's a double bacon burger team for me. Minnesota, Cleveland Browns, and Cincinnati is their week 7 game. Their next 3 games they got. And then what? So back to where I left off. They got Cincinnati, Green Bay, and the Colts. That kind of stretch right there, bro. Cincinnati's a win. Green Bay, that's going to be a real good game. And I got the Steelers beating Green Bay. Their test team is either going to be the Colts or the Chargers, depending on where the Colts are at and the Chargers are at, though. But that's going to be the 2 games right there, just depending on where they're at. That might tell us the Steelers are what they're going to be. If anybody knows, Mike Tomlin is one of the, if not one of the greatest, or if not the greatest 500 coach ever. He's either over 500 or hits 500 for the last 19 seasons. So I'm telling you right now, these 2 games right here, depending on how good the win is, or how bad the loss is what's going to tell me if the Steelers are worth watching, bro. And I think that goes ahead and finishes out my tier list for the best teams in week 7 or worst teams in week 7. If you stay to the end of this video, man, leave a like, put some in the comments. If you see a lot of clipping, a lot of like cutting and stuff, bro, I don't know why I can't talk straight at all. I don't know what it is. I got bad nerves or whatever. But I'm gonna try to keep doing this consistently, making my tier list is something I just like enjoy doing. I'm gonna get better at it with like studying the game or writing down stuff. Like I'm gonna get more in depth as I go along. Like, I'm gonna get better with it. But if you stay tuned, man, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, bro. All right, peace.